Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. I'm very late. I would like to apologize. My computer locked up. I had to restart the computer, and then I couldn't get it immediate into the classroom. I'm sorry about this, okay?
No problem.
Marcos, you are very late today. Did you stop on the way to the class to have some acarajé?
No, teacher.
Oh,
I should connect with the class before, but I think I did something wrong, and because of this, I was not able to get in the class.
I wasn't able either.
Really?
My computer locked at the end of the last class. I had to restart the computer, and I couldn't get back into the Zoom, you know? For some reason,
okay.
it took me like 8 minutes to get back into the Zoom. I was already calling the TI guys to see if something was wrong, but then I was able to get in. Hello, Victor. How are you today?
Hello, everyone. I'm good, and you?
Hello.
I'm all right. Okay. You see, Victor, today the classroom is not going to smell underwear. Okay. There is a girl here.
Oh, Carrie's here. Hello, Carrie.
Yes. Hello, Marcos. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Marcos and Carol, we have already, Victor, I don't know if you mentioned, I think you did mention something about business English. So today I decided to write something about business English so that we can talk about.
Very good.
And the expressions that we are going to see today are essential for anyone who is going to have a job interview in English.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
Carol?
Yes, I needed that.
Yes, that's why I thought that this class would be important for you based on our conversation yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. It's interesting because there are 17 expressions that I found that everyone said you have to master them if you want to succeed in a job interview. Understand? So since we are already late, I'm going to share my screen so we can start immediately talking about it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Can you see there?
Yes.
Okay. So 17 business idioms that anyone in business should know. This is like the very basic. And believe me, if you have a job interview and you use or you listen to any of these expressions and you can reply correctly, your chances of getting a job is like 100%, understand? Because they are very important. So we are often asked what differences there are between general everyday English and business English. I'm going to read these and then you read the others. I have no more voice. Although there is substantial overlapping going both ways, there are some clear differences. The objective of business English classes is to enable the students to feel more comfortable in one's working environment where specialized English is the norm. Understand? Do you have any question about this or no?
No.
No.
Okay. Carol, can you continue reading for us, please? I will.
Yes.
Okay.
Business idioms are something
Idioms
are something that confuses a lot of people as the direct translation makes no sense. Up in the air, but what is up in the air? Something that can confuse you and can you to lose track of the conversation or in a meeting can be problematic. So let us take a look at 17 business English idioms, expressions, and phrases that anyone in business should know so that this problem never happens to you.
Okay. You see, remember yesterday we discussed this up in the air, remember?
Yes.
So it's already here again. You see, business idioms are something that confuse a lot of people as the direct translation makes no sense. So up in the air has nothing to do with something in the air. That means that a decision has not been made, understand? It's different.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know the results. What is the result of the election? Oh, it's up in the air, okay? So what we are going to talk today is so important that you should really be able to master this, okay? Oh, Victor, can you read the other paragraph? The first clear.
Sure. The first clear difference between general English and business English is one of vocabulary rarely used outside of a business setting, but which is commonplace in corporate settings. Without even getting too technical, we could mention financial vocabulary such as bonds, bankruptcy, bankruptcy, broker, commodity, depreciation, dividend.
No, dividend.
Dividend. Okay. Gross domestic product, GDP.
Yeah, everybody only says GDP. They don't even say gross or gross domestic product. They only say GDP. Margin call.
Margin call, to short sell, to wager, and so on. Our rather habitual terms in the business world, but seldom used outside it.
Okay. Now, do you have any vocabulary problem about this or no?
Wager.
Any question? Did anyone say wager? Did anyone ask me?
I heard someone ask about wager.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Wager, it has the same idea of a bet. You know what's to bet? Money? Or no? You know when you bet money?
Yeah.
For example, there's a game tonight, Corinthians and São Paulo.
Like in lottery.
Like in the lottery, yes, you bet money. But we can also make a bet, or we can make a wager, understand? That is when, okay, that's the idea. But also means that the market can stop, okay? That means the amount of money that you risk in the hope of winning more. That is, the idea in business is, for example, we are taking a chance investing in that business. It's a wager, you know, like we don't know if we are going to win or lose. I read today, I don't know, Carol, you told me that you have been to France. There is a bakery chain that started in France. It's called Le Pain Quotidien. I don't know if you have heard. Now they are all over the world. They are in the United States. They are in England.
You have in Brazil now.
Even in São Paulo, yes.
Yes, in São Paulo. Yeah.
But the situation of this company in England is particularly bad. So they were going to decide, today is Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday is tomorrow, right?
Yes.
If by tomorrow they don't find...
Wednesday is today.
Wednesday is today. Okay. Yes, you see, every day is the same for me, so I'm getting... Yes.
Every day is Sunday.
Every day Sunday.
Yes, exactly.
You're right, Victor. But I read today again that situation for them in England, where they have about, I don't know, 50 stores, is so critical that if they don't get a buyer, they are going to call for bankruptcy. Understand?
Yeah.
Because the situation was already very critic before the pandemic. And now that with the pandemic, they had to close down. So it got worse. Understand? So they really don't know if they find a buyer and sell everything or they ask for bankruptcy. Okay, so here there are several words that is used in everyday business English, like bounds. Do you know what's this? Security bonds.
No.
I don't know what
Do you
mean
know
bounds.
those? Yeah, do you know those papers that a government usually issues, like treasury bonds, and you can invest money in them? Sometimes in movies, we see people stealing, not money, but bonds. One bond sometimes can be like $1 million in one piece of paper. Understand? And it's payable to the owner. So if you steal a treasury bond that is $1 million, you can go anywhere in the world and collect that. Understand? So bonds, bankruptcy, broker is the guy that you telephone or call and ask him to buy or sell stocks for you. Commodity is everything that you can exchange in the stock market, like silver, gold, oil. The price of commodities, except for gold, is going down. Okay? It's very funny because here in Brazil, even though the price of oil has reached the lowest price in the market ever, the price of gasoline is basically the same. Okay? Since the beginning of the pandemic, when the barrel of oil started going down, you don't believe what happened to the price of diesel and gasoline in Europe. Every day, the price was lower. Every day. Understand?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was like a diesel-powered car. The diesel was like 155 euros per liter. Okay? In less than 2 weeks, it was already 110. It came down 45 cents of euro per liter. That's a lot of money. Okay? So
Yes.
depreciation is the same word in Portuguese. Okay? When the value of your things, your assets depreciate. Okay? Dividend is what you receive like at the end of the fiscal year when the stocks of a company are profitable, then you receive dividends. Okay? I don't know if you have ever heard, but Queen Elizabeth from England, she receives more than £1 million per day in dividends.
Oh, really?
What's this? What's the dividends? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she has a portfolio of a lot of blue stocks, okay? Like a lot of blue chips are the most valuable stocks in the market. And she gets about 400 million pounds in dividends per year. So if you divide by 365 days, that gives more than £1 million. That's 5 million reais, almost 6, I think. 6 million per day.
I think 650 now, right now.
Yes, almost
the currency.
Yeah, so I'm lost. I only look at the dollar going up every day. The pound, I don't even think about it now. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next one, the GDP. I listen to this, I read this every day because I read the Financial Times, I read New York Times, I read the CNN, I read the Brussels Times every day. So this word appears every day, but only GDP. This is our famous PIB.
Ah, okay.
Okay? So when you listen, GDP is PIB. So the pandemic is going to decrease our GDP in 6.8%. 8% this year. So we are going to be below zero. Okay? The margin call, okay? It's also an important. To short sell, okay? To wager. All these are financial terms. But let's see what are the idioms that we are going to talk about today. Marcus, can you read the other part for us? This one here.
Of course. Business English and general English have much more in common when it comes to idioms, expression, phrases. For non-native speakers, it is essential to understand some of the most familiar expressions used by us, Anglophones to reach and maintain an advanced level of English. We will now talk about a few essential idioms that you are more likely to hear in the business realm, but that can also be used after work in your social life.
Okay. Any question about this part or no?
Realm
is the same of place, the environment, okay? You'll find this word in the Bible a lot. If you read the Bible in English, to refer to the heaven, okay? To the kingdom of God, the realm, okay?
Right.
In the business area, in the business environment, in the business place, scenario, okay?
Okay.
Now, let's start with the first one. There is a new guy here, iPhone de Pedro. Pedro, welcome to the class. Can you listen to me, okay? He's another silent watcher. Okay.
There is a Pedro, Mário Eduardo.
Mario, I always try to talk to him, but I think he doesn't like me. He never talks back.
Pedro is talking with us in the chat.
In the chat, yes. I just saw it here now. Let me see. Okay. No problem. No problem. Okay. So let's start with the first one. Carol, ladies first. Could you read the definition and examples that we have about the first business idiom here, a long shot? Carol?
Sorry, I was mute. Sorry. A long shot. This phrase comes from sports like basketball, for example, when a player is trying to shot from a long distance. It means something unlikely to happen with very little chance of success.
Okay, it's not shot, it's shoot.
Shoot, a long shoot.
Yeah, shot is pay.
Okay.
Trying to shoot from a long distance, okay? That is almost an impossible thing, okay?
Okay.
So, a long shot, read the example.
Getting a senior position in the corporation one day is a long shoot, but if you don't try,
here's
you will
shot.
never...
Observe, when you have double O, you say shoot. But
okay.
Again,
I wrong. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Is a long shoot.
Shot.
Oh my gosh, shot. Okay. But if you don't try, you never find out if it's possible.
Okay. So that means something doesn't have much of a chance of happening. It's a long shot. Understand? Okay?
Yes.
Understand the idea of this?
Yes.
It came from baseball, but has nothing to do with baseball. When you use it in business, like the chances of success of this new product is really a long shot. That means maybe it will take 5 years for us to get any financial return or even longer. It's not possible to happen in a short term. Okay, it's a long shot. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you understand, I can go to the next because there are 17 more. No problem.
No.
Marcos, can you read this for us? This, Marcos, especially in engineering, this is a very common expression.
Back to the drawing board.
Yes.
This expression means to start something again from the beginning because it's not working as you would have liked or expected.
Can you understand the idea?
Yes.
Imagine that your boss, your supervisor, or whoever is above you asks you to prepare something or to develop a new product. You do it, and when you make a presentation, it turns out to be worse than the Windows 95, when Bill Gates could not believe the bugs in the Windows. Understand?
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember the presentation, but his face was like, what the hell? You know, everything started locking up in the middle of the, let's say, the presentation of the new product. So I'm sure that many people lost the job, and he sent all the engineers back to the drawing board. You don't necessarily need to draw. The idea is that you have to restart from the beginning. Okay?
Okay.
So, Max, what's the example?
This project is not going as planned. Let's get back to the drawing board and fix what's going wrong.
Okay. Okay. As I said, you don't necessarily have to sit at a drawing board to draw, to design the project again, but you have to work on it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The other expression is a very common one. Let me put it in the other line so Victor can read for us. To corner the market. Oh, you see, corner is the junction of two streets, but to corner the market. What? Can you read this for us, Victor?
Sure. 3. To corner the market. To control enough quantity of a product or service that enables one to then change the market price willingly. It can also mean to be the only one making or providing a given product or service.
Can you think of an example that is happening nowadays with all countries around the world except for one?
Coronavirus.
Every day I read about this. Brazil is also having problems. Who produces most of the face masks and the ventilators that are necessary for people at the intensive unit?
China,
Who produces?
no?
China.
China. So how could you say it? They have cornered the market. Understand? All countries in the world are trying to develop new ventilators or to produce masks, but no one has so far been able to produce enough to supply their own market, not even the United States. Understand? Because China cornered the market. Most of the, I would say that 90% of the global production from face masks and ventilators come from China. Understand? So they completely control the market. And then the problem of this in business is you can change the market price willingly. I read it today that the price of face masks in Europe went from 90 cents per unit to about 6 euros per unit.
More than 6 times the first
Yes.
price.
Yeah.
Yes. But why? Because the demand is high and the production is in the hands of just one country. Understand? So they have cornered the market. Understand the idea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
free market issues.
Yes, to control enough quantity of a product or service that enables you to change the market price willingly. Is what like Saudi Arabia used to do with the oil, understand? Because of their production, the high production. Can you read the example, Marcos? Intel.
Me? Or Vitor?
Yes.
Ah,
No,
No,
you
it's
read.
Victor, teacher.
what
Ah,
is
so
Vitor?
Victor, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't have any preference.
Example, Intel has pretty much cornered the market of microprocessors for servers. Their direct competition, AMD, is a distant second.
Okay, you see, if you look in the global production of microprocessors, let's say Intel is here and the second is like here. Understand? So it's practically impossible to compete with Intel. Okay?
Like
Many
the
things you
second
buy.
doesn't exist.
Huh?
Bro. Like almost the second doesn't exist.
Exactly, exactly. It's very hard to find a computer. Like I'm looking at mine here, Intel inside, understand? So most computers have an Intel microprocessor inside. The other one we use in Portuguese, but they also use it in English. Like, hey, I'm sorry, but my hands are tired. Okay? Can you read that, Max?
Okay. Hands are tired. When you are unable to carry out any meaningful action because of regulations, rules, or other people with authority.
Read example. I wish.
Okay. I wish I could help you cut through all this red tape. Another business idiom means administrative procedure.
Administrative procedures.
Procedures. Thanks. But my hands are tied. My boss won't let me.
Okay, so here we have another business expression, red tape. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
This means bureaucracy, you know?
Okay.
Like every time you need a document in Brazil, especially if it's from the government, you have to go through a lot of documents. You are required to present even evidence that you are alive. If you are there in front of the person, he can see you. Why do you need to prove that you are alive? Understand? But this is just a lot of red tape. Understand? A lot of bureaucracy. Okay? This is a very common expression. Okay? Like, I need a document. Yes, it was a petition. Okay? Carol?
Yes.
I entered with a petition to alter something in the name of my great-grandfather that died about 100 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I entered with this petition in the beginning of December last year. The judge, the public ministry has already authorized the change, but the judge has not signed it yet. Understand? So
yes.
I think it's already what? December, January, February, March, 5 months only to get a document saying, yes, the name of my great-grandfather was not spelled correctly, was spelled incorrectly. To alter this, I have been waiting for 5 months. What is this? A lot of red tape, okay?
Yes, of course. And the term is good. 5 months is okay.
Yes. It's okay when you don't need it.
Yes, I know. I know, teacher. I agree with you.
When you need it, it's a lifetime. Okay?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Oh, number 5, we have already seen this, right? So we don't need to discuss again. Up in the air, when things are highly uncertain, a decision has not been made yet. Like, We are hoping to sign the contract by the end of the month, but there are still too many things up in the air and we need to deal with first. So this is a good one, Carol, especially when you start a new job, you have to learn the ropes. Can you read for us?
Yes, to learn the ropes, to learn the basics of a profession, a specific task or activity.
Yes,
Example,
imagine a situation. No, let me give you an example and then you read. Imagine that you change jobs. You start working for a new company where everything is different from the way you used to do in your previous company. Understand? So the first thing you have to do is learn the ropes. If you look up rope in a dictionary, rope is that thing we use to tie a horse. When we want to stop riding a horse, we tie the horse with a rope, or we can also use to hang a person. But to learn the ropes, it's not hopes, it's ropes. It means to learn the basics of a new profession, a specific task or activity, especially when you just start working for a new company. Understand?
Yes.
When the people from Descubra Mundo asked me to start giving classes online for them, at first I hesitated, okay? Because I needed to learn the ropes. I didn't know how to do this using this app that we have, okay? It was the first time I was doing it, so I needed to learn the ropes, okay? Can you read the example?
Yes, example, it took her a while to learn the ropes, but now she is confident and we feel that you feel that we can count on her to manage her client portfolio effectively.
Effectively, very good.
Effectively.
No problem. Understand this, Vitor, Marcos.
Yes.
Yes.
And the other guys in class. Understand this, Pedro, Mario.
Yes,
So,
yes.
oh. I heard a strange yes. I don't know where that came from.
Marcos, of course, Marcos.
But it's funny. I didn't notice the Baiano accent in the yes. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes, sir. Okay. I got a yes from Pedro. Okay. Glad to hear that. Glad to read that. Okay. Anyway, a learning curve. Every day they talk about the curve of the pandemics, but what is a learning curve? Victor, can you read this for us?
Sure. The process of learning, usually from trial and error. We often say that there can be a steep learning curve, which means that one has to learn things quickly to meet the requirements of a specific job.
Carol, pay attention to this one, okay? We often say that there can be a steep, means very inclined learning curve. That means you have to learn things quickly in order to meet the requirements of a specific job, okay? Yeah. Can you read the example, Victor?
Yes, there was a steep learning curve when I started out trading stock options. But I now feel like I'm finally getting the hang of it. The hang of it. Another idiom which means to master something.
Yes, I don't know if you were familiar with this, but if you say, oh, okay, I got the hang of it. I got the hang of it. Means I understood it clearly. I already know what to do. Okay? I got the hang. Yes, I got the hang of it. It's easy. The people from our IT department, they always tell me, oh, that's easy. you're going to get the hang of it very easily. Yeah, it's because they are 20 years old, understand? So it's easy for them, not for me, okay? Marcos, to go down swinging. All the baianos have a nice swing. So let's see what is the meaning of this expression here.
I cannot agree with you, but if you believe it's okay.
Okay. Maybe you don't agree because you are an electrical engineer, okay? You don't have the right swing, okay?
I don't have nothing, but okay. To go down swinging. An expression that comes from boxing. To swing means to throw and a arcing punch.
Arcing, yes, punch.
Arcing punch. The expression refers to someone who fights to the very end, who never gives up until it's completely over and there is no possibility of victory.
Okay.
Nice.
You see,
The future
of our company. Yes, you can read.
The future of our company is uncertain due to our massive debt, but I can guarantee that we will go down swinging. Whatever happens, we will not give up easily.
Okay, that means it will fight to the end. Understand?
Yes.
That's what many companies in Brazil are facing nowadays. I think many are going to bankrupt. Many, unfortunately. I feel very sorry when I see a company bankrupting. I feel very bad. Even if I don't even know who is the owner of the company, I feel bad. But many companies, they will go down swinging, okay? They are not going to give up. They will try everything they can to survive. That's the idea, okay? They will fight to the end. Eyes of a tiger, okay? Yeah, that was like, yes. Okay. The next one, I think you have already heard it, is when you do everything by the book. Are you familiar with that or no?
A lot of.
Yes.
Yes. Like when you do things strictly by the rules, you don't bend any rules, you know, like, I'm sorry, I cannot do that. Here we have to work by the book. That means we have to follow the rules, okay? To do things strictly by the rules. I don't want to take any chances of getting caught by the financial regulators and having to pay significant fines. We have to do everything by the book, according to the law, okay? Yes. The next expression, unfortunately, it's what Brazilians love doing, cutting corners. Are you familiar with this expression?
Nope.
No.
That is the famous Brazilian loophole, o jeitinho brasileiro, okay? To cut corners is almost the opposite of by the book. It's when you always find a way to get something faster, spending less money, even if in the future that brings a lot of damage or even loss of money to other people. They cut corners, understand? Like, why do you think many buildings in Brazil collapse? Many bridges simply fall down, okay? Yeah. Many houses get on fire because of electrical problems, okay, electrical engineer?
It's not my fault.
I know that it's not, but Marcos, don't you agree with me? When you do, for example, the electrical installation, design of a house, you calculate everything as it should be, right? By the book. I studied civil engineering, and I remember we had tables for everything, the dimension of the wires and everything. But the problem is, you give the plant, the electrical plant, to a constructor, and the guy said, this wire here is very expensive. We can use a cheaper one.
Yeah,
understand?
It's exactly like this.
That's what I'm saying. Brazil, that is what happens. We are always cutting corners. You see? Oh, can you read this, Carol?
Yes. Almost the opposite of the book. This means to do things most quickly and cheaply to save time and money, but often compromising quality and bending the rules. Another expression which means not strictly following all the rules.
Okay, there is an example here. Oh.
The company's decisions to cut corners ended up costing them dearly.
Dearly.
When they got caught red-handed and had to pay a huge fine for committing fraud.
Oh, many expressions good for you here. Committing fraud. Okay, Carol?
Yes.
Huge means very large, enormous, fine.
Yes.
And I love this expression here. They got caught red-handed. Have you ever seen this?
No.
Victor, have you heard this?
No, never.
Me neither.
Max?
Neither.
Do you guys remember a song that was a top success a few years ago? It was called It Wasn't Me. Do you remember this song? The name was It Wasn't Me by Shaggy.
Years ago or 30 years ago?
Oh, shut up. Okay? I didn't ask you how long ago. I said, are you familiar with the they called It Wasn't Me, recorded by Shaggy.
Oh my gosh, teacher.
Yeah. If I sing, but I'm a terrible singer, I already tell you. Okay, usually when I sing, even my dog walks away, okay? But it goes like this. Let's say the part that repeats all the time, I forgot the name, in every language that I can speak. But there is a part that repeats always. It always says, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. Just tell her it wasn't me, okay? In this song, I love this song. I remember the first time I heard it, I was driving my car. I was not in Brazil. I had to stop. No, I could already drive. I had to stop because the song is so funny. The lyrics are so funny. It goes like this. The guy was having sex with the girl next door, and his girlfriend arrived, and she caught him red-handed. That means she caught him in action at the moment he was having sex with the neighbor. Okay?
Okay.
The song starts like this. Honey came in and she got red-handed, banging with the girl next door.
I know this song.
I know. Now I know.
Yeah. Honey came in and she got me red-handed. And then this guy had a friend, Marcos. It's very interesting to listen to this part. He went to tell this story that his girlfriend caught him red-handed. He went to talk to his friend that was a lawyer. And if you pay attention to the lawyer's part, the lawyer says, oh, just tell her it wasn't you. He says, but she saw everything. She caught me on the camera. Just say it wasn't me. That's why the name of the song, It Wasn't Me. But she saw me banging in the sofa. It wasn't me. Understand? And the friend who is a lawyer keeps telling him, you have to convince her that it wasn't you. And if she insists, but I saw you, you have to tell her to change the glasses.
I never
It's true. Pay attention to the song, but he doesn't say glasses. He says specs, to change the specs, okay?
Okay.
Which is the abbreviation for spectacles, okay? So it's very funny because everything he tells his friend, she caught me on camera, she saw me Banging. Banging is the same as having sex with her in the shower. And the friend keeps saying, it wasn't, just tell her it wasn't you. And then at the end of the story, he says, I'm sorry. How can I tell her it wasn't me? Okay, I prefer to be honest and apologize and see if she can accept my apologies and we can continue. But it's a very funny song. That's why I stopped the car to laugh. Because the lawyer speaking is the most amazing part. No, it's true.
No. I analyze the contracts, only this. Oh my gosh.
Analyze, yes, I can see that. Let me see. It wasn't me. Lyrics. Let me see. I'm not as good in computers. Yes. Oh, I got the lyrics here. It starts like this. Yeah. Yo, man. Yo, open up, man. What do you want, man? My girl just caught me. You let her catch you? That's the lawyer. I don't know how I let this happen. With who? That's the lawyer. The girl next door, you know? Man, I don't know what to do. The lawyer. Say it wasn't you. All right. And then continue. Honey came in and she caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. What is interesting about these lyrics is that you can find at least 10 different expressions to say have sex. 10. No, it's true. Creeping, banging, okay? Oh, honey came in and she caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. Picture this, we were both butt naked, banging on the bathroom floor. How can I forget that I had given her an extra key or a relation key? It depends. There are 2 lyrics for this, okay? And then the lawyer keeps insisting, just tell her it wasn't you. Oh, all this time she was standing there. She never took her eyes off me. And then comes the lawyer. How can you grant your woman access to your villa? This is a little, okay, this guy is Shaggy, I think he's from Jamaica. So how can you give your woman access to your villa, to your house, okay? Trespasser. That's when a girl, you walk into somebody else's property. You are a trespasser. You see this in movies. Trespasser will be prosecuted by the full extent of the law. How can you grant your woman access to your villa, trespasser and a witness, while you cling to your pillow? You better watch your back before she turns into a killer. Let's review the situation. Oh, the lawyer analyzing. Let's review the situation that we're caught up in. And then, Carol, he says, oh, to be a true player, you have to know how to play. That means if you want to cheat on your girlfriend, to be a true player, when you say that somebody is a real player, that means he has a lot of activities with different women or different men, if it's a woman, understand?
Okay.
To be a true player, you have to know how to play. Understand?
Yes.
And it continues. I suggest you listen to this song. I'm sure you're going to love the lyrics. They are very funny. And you will listen to this expression, red-handed, several times. You see, the company's decision to cut corners ended up costing them dearly, a lot, when they got red-handed and they had to pay a huge fine for committing fraud. This is a crime in the United States. It should be a crime in Brazil too, but okay. We can stop here tonight. Tomorrow we'll continue. There are a few more expressions, and then tomorrow I'll try to think of some exercise for us to discuss in class. All right? Thank you very much for watching our class tonight.
Thank you.
See you guys tomorrow. And I assure you that if you master these idioms, you can succeed in a job interview, especially if you use them. Understand?
Very
Yes.
nice.
to
Thanks a
express
lot.
your point of view. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank
See
See
you.
you.
See you. Bye bye.